Good day, my yoga students. In today's practice, we're going to be focusing on the chakras. But before we get into that, tomorrow, Thursday, you're going to use this time that we would have in class to do your moon salutation for me. So we did the sun salutation flow. You sent that via video, whether it was with your phone. Some people did it outside, inside. You don't have to talk. You can just flow through it either way. You're going to do that moon salutation. That will be your assignment for tomorrow. So I won't be having a live practice with you. You're going to take that time to video yourself doing the moon salutation. And again, the reason we're doing that is because if you memorize it, then you can flow through it and get the most benefit out of it. So we're going to go ahead before we go into the chakras. We're going to go through that flow 2 times together as kind of a warm up and to review. So let's get started. We're going to start from one side first. We're going to start in that strong mountain. Sweep the arms up to extended mountain without the arch. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to hinge from your waist, coming all the way down to your forward fold. Fingertips lined up with your toes. Let your head be heavy. Coming into your tuck position. Step back with the right leg into that kneeling lunge. Sweep the arms up to extended kneeling lunge. Deep breath. Open the heart. Bring your hands back down. Bring your left to your right to your extended camel. Sweeping back, deep breaths. Open the chest. Sweep the arms down to full child's pose. Breathe and relax. Bring the arms forward to extended child. And then scoop your body up into your strong cobra. We're going to push back to extended child once more. Bring the arms down by your side for full child. Sweep the arms up back to extended camel. And remember, you could bring your hands down first and then step forward with your right, or you can just step forward with that right. So now we're doing that extended kneeling lunge on the right side. Bring your hands down to frame your foot. Bring your left to your right back to a tuck position. Extend the legs to forward fold. Bring the arms all the way up to extended mountain and hands to heart center. Remember, you can always modify anything you need to. If you feel too much strain on your back, you can always sweep your arms down to forward fold. And my pregnant participant, make any modifications that you need to. We're going to do it one more time, starting with your strong mountain. Sweep the arms up to extended mountain. And coming all the way down, hinge from the waist, knees are soft, to your forward fold. Fingertips lined up with your toes. Bend your legs to your tuck position. Step back with the right leg into that kneeling lunge. Sweep the arms up to extended kneeling lunge. Open the chest, deep breath. Bring the hands back down. Bring the left to the right. Sweep the arms up to extended camel. Scoop the arms to full child's pose. Bring the arms forward to extended child. Scoop your body up to that cobra. Push back to extended child. Bring the arms down by your side to full child. Remember, you can go slower through this if you want. I'm just going through it a little bit faster. Extended camel. We're going to step forward with the right leg. So we're doing a kneeling lunge on that opposite side, the right side. Bring the hands back down to frame that right foot. Bring the left to the right back to tuck. Going up to extended, to that forward fold, extend. And then reaching up to the sky to your extended mountain. And we can end with the hands at heart center. All right, nice job. All right, you can go ahead and take it into your easy seated position. And we're going to talk about the chakras. So remember, yoga is a mind-body exercise. So the chakras explain the connection between the mind and body. And basically, I want to show you For your exam, you're going to have to know what the 7 chakras are. And again, I will send you a copy of them, but some people are visual. So the word chakra in Sanskrit, that's that dead language of India, that if you go to traditional yoga studio, they might talk in that Sanskrit. Remember, the mountain pose is called Tadasana in Sanskrit. So chakra literally means wheels or disc of energy. And there are 7 of them, chakras, and they start from the ground up. So when you do it on the test, you're going to have to know from the bottom up. So number 1 is your root chakra, and that has to do with basically I'm grounded, and we'll get into each of these. Number 2 is your sacral, which is the lower abs and your genital area, and that is I feel. Then number 3 is your solar plex, your abdominal area, and I do. It has to do with power from that core. Number 4 is your heart, has to do with love, compassion, empathy. Number 5 is your throat. Your throat chakra has to do with your voice, communication. Your third eye has to do with how you see things, all right? See things, your intuition. And then crown is your 7th chakra, the top of your head. That is your consciousness and your understanding. All right. We were in class together. There's this really good book, and it has audio with it, a disc of audio that goes through this whole book also. This is a great book. I will give you the information if you're interested to purchase it. It's not required, but this was part of my training, my Yoga Fit training, that we purchased this book and went through it. So I'm using this as a guide because it's really good. So I want you to just go ahead and take a seat, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the chakras. So just kind of sit and listen. So the chakra system is a map through the journey of life. It is 7 rainbow colors representing the full spectrum of human possibility that stretches from the ordinary to the extraordinary. To navigate its territory is to take an exciting journey of awakening in the body, mind, and spirit. There are many challenges along the journey. Try something new and you might feel butterflies in your stomach. Try to speak up and you might get a lump in your throat. Fall in love and you might feel your heart leap for joy or fear. These are common activities that happen through our chakras. They occur for most people quite accidentally. Sometimes the experiences are better than others. Learning about the chakras gives you access to your programming responses so that you can minimize their negative effects and maximize the positive ones. But first, you need to understand just what the chakras are and how they work in your energy body. A chakra is a spinning vortex of activity created by the presence of your consciousness within your physical body. Like the rooms in your home, chakras are areas in the body that take the energy from the outside, process the energy internally, and express it back out again. Just as electricity runs through your computer, allowing your software and your hardware to work together effectively, the mind being your software and the body being your hardware are brought together by the life force running through it. The word chakra comes from the Sanskrit meaning wheel or disc, as the chakras are common experiences of spinning wheels of energy. In the computer analogies, the chakras can be thought of as programming floppy disks installed in our hardware, which influences the flow of our life force. We each have several programs installed: a survivor program that tells us when to eat and rest, and a relationship program that tells us how to relate to others, a language program, as well as an immersed bodies of data that we acquire over the years. Unfortunately, we all have bugs in our program. Some of us lack imagination. Others have trouble concentrating. Perhaps your relationships fail, or you have health problems or emotional turmoil. These are blocks in your chakra. Yoga is a word that literally means to yoke or union and describes a system of practice and philosophy designed to yoke the individual, the mind, and the body. So that is with chakras. All right. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to talk about chakra, the root chakra, and then go all the way to the crown. When we do that, after we discuss it, we're going to actually go through six physical poses that help balance that chakra. So first, we need to talk about this idea of excessiveness in a chakra or deficiency in a chakra. So I'm going to read this to you so you understand. It says, while the journey through the chakras may be challenging at times, it is not as hard as the journey through life itself. And this journey occurs at all of the chakra levels. When life hands out its troubles, as it does for all of us, we find ways to cope with them in terms of energy dynamics. There are two main ways of coping with difficulties. You can increase your energy in order to deal with the problem, or you can decrease your energy in order to get away from the problem. This is an adaptation of the fight or flight response programmed in our survival instincts. Examples of increasing your energy would include creating a fever to combat bacteria, gathering your buddies to help fight a bully, or staying up all night to study for a test. Decreasing your energy is a way of trying to get away from the threat. So running away from the bully and not showing up for your test. All right. So it also says here that when we repeat our chakras, when we get used to these habits that we get into, we have to go back and rewire ourselves and change our chakras. So balancing the chakras, the ups and downs, the ins and outs, the excessiveness and the deficiencies. These are all aspects that lead to balancing and examining our energy bodies, our chakras. If you can express but not receive, you are likely to become depleted, leading to a deficiency. If you experience stress over time but do not release or express it appropriately, you become excessive. So we're going to go ahead knowing that, and we're going to talk about your root chakra. So your root chakra is the chakra 1, and it is located, it has to do with the element earth. And are you a person that's grounded? All right, is the big thing here. It says here, you can only take this step by making solid contact with the earth, the element of the first chakra. The first chakra is the foundation of the entire chakra system. It is grounded that supports and nourishes you. Without a solid foundation, your temple will not be strong. Without deep roots, your tree will not grow tall. Without an anchor, you have no stability. So we're going to talk about some excessive characteristics and deficient characteristics. And then we're going to talk about the balanced characteristics. So realize that you may have, I want you to, as I say these, and we're talking about the root chakra, the excessive characteristics, you may also have some deficiencies at the same time. The balanced ones is what you want, to have. So first of all, excessive characteristics of the root chakra is you're slow moving, excessive spending, overeating, and resistance to change. The deficient characteristics are fear, anxiety, difficulty manifesting, disconnected from your body, inability to sit still. And then the balanced characteristics of the root chakra that you would like to have are your grounded, ability to be still, present in the here and now, being comfortable in your own body, a sense of safety and security. So we are going to go over some poses. So go ahead and stand up with me. And the first one for the root chakra is your mountain pose. So let's really root those feet into the earth. Make sure those shoulders are down and back. Your chest is open. So we're rooting our feet in. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out. So they talked about the tree, how if your root chakra is good, that you're grounded in the here and now. So we're going to do the tree pose. So root one foot in. We're going to take that foot wherever it feels comfortable. We can take our arms up. We can bring them to heart center. Nice steady gaze, deep breath. And then let's take that over to the other side, rooting that foot in, taking that foot wherever it feels comfortable. And this time I'm going to take my arms around the back and do a chest expansion. You can do anything you want with those arms. Deep breaths. So for each chakra, we're going to go over 6 poses. So we had our mountain, we had our tree, and now we're going to do our warrior one. So stepping out, we all know warrior one, reaching up to the sky, trying to ground in through the earth with those feet, distribute your weight evenly into that strong warrior one. Deep breath. And we're going to come into that warrior two. Arms are extended, gazes over that middle finger. Make sure those arms are active. Deep breaths. And we're just going to turn to the other side and come into warrior one on this side so that we're balanced in the body. Strong warrior one, deep breaths. And coming into your warrior two, arms are extended and parallel, they're active, and looking over that middle finger. From here, we're going to come into reverse warrior, turning that right palm up, send that left arm back, gazing up toward the fingertips into that strong reverse warrior. And we're going to take that reverse warrior on the other side. So again, this foot's pointed forward, knees bent. This foot's at a 45-degree angle. Turn that palm up, slide and reach over into that reverse warrior. Deep breaths in through the nose. Exhale out. All right, so we did our mountain, we did our tree, and now we're going to come into our easy pose. And that's just your seated easy pose. Remember, you can get a pillow or a blanket to put underneath to release any pressure off the hip flexors. So we're going to end in that pose. And we're going to talk about the second chakra, which is your sacral area. So go ahead and take a seat and listen. Oh, we're going to go back just for a second with our root chakra. There was a little exercise I wanted to do with you. So grounding is the ability to maintain dynamic contact with your body and the earth. On a scale of 1 to 10, take some time to rate your ability to. So let's talk about this. So you're going to rate your ability from 1 to 10. Throughout the day, you can think about this. Remain grounded in your daily life. Take care of details, remain present, and stay centered. And your ability to remain grounded while under stress or challenges, holding your ground when someone disagrees or challenges you, remain centered when life gets tough. So if that chakra is balanced, you're grounded, you will be able to do that. All right, we're going to come to the sacral, and that's chakra number 2, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And the element of this chakra is water. Pleasure is the motivating principle of chakra 2. Once survival needs are satisfied, the most organisms turn to pleasure. Pleasure promotes well-being and is a natural healing force. It teaches us how to open up, how to move, how to reach beyond ourselves. Pleasure comes to us through any of our senses: seeing a sunset, tasting a meal, listening to music, or savoring a lover's touch. So we're going to talk about the characteristics of this chakra. The excessive characteristics are instability, emotional dependency, excessive mood swings, poor boundaries, and then some deficient characteristics are fear of change, poor social skills, boredom, excessive boundaries, rigid in your body and your beliefs. And then the balance characteristics that we would like to embody in the sacral chakra is healthy boundaries, passion, ability to enjoy pleasure, ability to embrace change, emotional intelligence. So talking a little bit more of the physical aspect of the chakra versus the mental, it says the second chakra relates to the entire sacral area of the body, the hips, the lower back, abdominals, and genitals. In addition, the second chakra relates to the water aspect of the body, your bladder, your kidney, and your urinary tract. Some of the common physical imbalances that relate to this chakra is low back pain, bladder trouble, reproductive issues, and rigid stiffness in the muscles. All right, so for this one, we are going to stand up and do our triangle pose to start for the sacral. So remember our triangle pose, you're going to step 1 foot out, it's pointing this way, back foot's turning at 45. We're going to extend those arms. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to reach as far forward as you can. Then we're either going to come down to your shin or all the way down to the ground. Either way, you really want to open your chest and gaze up towards your fingertips. So the legs are straight, but the knees are soft in that strong triangle pose. Deep breath in, exhale out, and slowly come up. And all we're going to do is turn this foot out and turn this foot in and do that triangle on the other side. Again, hinging forward, coming down wherever you feel comfortable. If you can come all the way down where your foot's framing the hand, gazing up into that triangle pose, deep breath. And then slowly come up. And from here, we're going to come to our kneeling lunge that we have in our moon salutation series. So extend that foot. Make sure you bring your hip forward. So do that pelvic tilt so that you feel that nice stretch through here. And then we're going to bring the arms up into that kneeling lunge. Deep breath. And let's do the other side, switching legs. Kneeling lunge on the opposite side. Deep breath. And then we're going to come down to our seated forward fold. So extending those legs, and let's have them flexed. Sweep the arms up. Take a deep breath in. Make sure you hinge from your waist to reach out first. And then we're going to reach down, grabbing wherever we feel comfortable, either our ankle, our feet, and do that gentle rock from side to side. Inhale, exhale. And then from here, we're going to open our legs up into our straddle position. So from here, we're going to try to keep our knees up to the ceiling, even if we have to bring them a little bit forward. And then you're slowly going to walk your hands out as far as you can, feeling that sensation through the inner thighs, through that sacral area. Deep breaths. Relax down. And then slowly walk the hands up, and we're going to come into our pigeon's pose. So let's go ahead and first come to a kneeling position and bring that front leg down. And remember, modification is you can keep right here with this 290-degree angles and hinge forward. Otherwise, your back leg is going to do that back split. Your knee should be down. And then we're going to go ahead and bring this leg into that pigeon. Take a deep breath in as you exhale, come forward. And you can take one hand on top of the other and relax your forehead into that pigeon pose. Deep breath. Slowly release. We're going to push back into our down dog for a moment. And then we're going to bring the other leg forward and doing that pigeon pose, making any modifications that you need to. You should feel that sensation through here. And then hinging forward if you can. Deep breath. Breathe into that pose. And then the last one we're going to do, and you can actually stay in this as I read through our next chakra, the solar plex, is your supine butterfly. So that's when we're laying on our back and our feet are touching together, letting those legs hang out to the side, and the palms can be up. So if you're welcome to stay into that butterfly, supine butterfly pose. And we're going to go over the next chakra, which is your solar plexus. So this is your third chakra, your solar plex, your personal power. Power is the ability to carry out a task, complete an action, or make something happen. Just as solar panels take the energy of the sun and convert it into the ability to run equipment, your third chakra governs the conversion of your metabolism energy into action. For this to occur, your consciousness must sort through impulses and decide which ones to act on and which to ignore or suppress. As fire transfers matter into heat, the third chakra rules your metabolism, where you turn food into energy. Therefore, the major organs of the digestive system are influenced by your third chakra. Since the third chakra relates to energy and metabolism and overall strength, you can use your will to stick to any exercise regimen that builds strength and energy. Listed below are some of the physical imbalances that relate to the third chakra. So see if you have any of these. So indigestion, hypoglycemia, which means a low blood sugar level, diabetes, and chronic fatigue are some of them. So some of the excessive characteristics for this third chakra are controlling, arrogant, stubborn, maybe overly ambitious, dominating. And then some deficient characteristics are lack of energy, poor digestion, tendency to be cold, blaming, weak-willed, and poor self-discipline. And then the balance characteristics that we would like to embody are you're warm, you're energetic, you're confident, responsible, good self-discipline, spontaneous, playful, ability to take risk, and you're humorous. So with this third chakra, we're going to go again over some poses. And let's see if I had any exercise before that. Okay, no. Okay. So for the solar plex, we're going to do a variation on warrior 3. So what I want you to do is you're going to bring your hands to heart center, press your palms together, and we're going to try that warrior 3. So take a deep breath in, exhale, lift that back leg. Really root your whole foot in, deep breaths. And let's try to take it over to the other side. Maybe noticing if one side's easier or harder than the other. Variation on that warrior 3. And remember, you fall, you just try again. Letting go of any judgment. Now we're going to come to our plank. So we're going to come into that high plank, your solar plex. You're pulling in your solar plex. Pull your belly button towards your spine. Scoop that belly. Starfish fingers. Distribute your weight evenly between your hands and your feet. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out. Strong high plank. We're going to hold for a couple more breaths, and then we're going to come into our low plank. Okay, let's slowly come down onto your forearms. Make sure your shoulder and elbow are stacked. You can make a fist or open your hands. Pull your belly button towards your spine. Stay strong through that solar plex. Deep breath. Holding for a couple more breaths if you can. And we're going to come into our boat pose. So we're really working that solar plex, the core of your body. So coming into our boat, we have those variations, whatever boat works for you today. Make sure you're back on that sacrum, your belly scooped. Coming into your strong boat, deep breaths. Remember, you want to try to hold these poses for 4 to 8 breaths if we can. Lift those legs up as high as you can. Stay strong. Beautiful. Release. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. And now we're going to come into our wide boat. So remember, with the wide boat, you can use your peace fingers and your thumb to grab your big toe, which is traditional. Or if that's more comfortable, you can grab the outside of your foot or just above the ankle. Either way, again, you're coming back on that sacrum, scooping your solar plex, and then coming into your wide boat. Don't worry if your legs aren't straight. Just do the best you can. Deep breath. Wide boat. In through the nose. Exhale out. All right. So we're going to do a bow, but we're going to do a variation of bow so that our pregnant participant can be a part of it. So our normal bow, you're on your stomach and we're here. Okay? But we're going to try it from the side. So lay on your side and you're going to just do a half bow. So you're coming here and you're pulling that leg back into that half bow. If you want to go ahead and do it on your stomach, you can too. We're going to take it over to the other side. Side lying bow. And pulling back a little bit. Getting that little arch through the back. Getting some extension and stretch on that solar plex. Deep breath. And slowly release. So the element of the solar plex is fire. And go ahead and come into seated easy pose. And we're going to go on to the heart chakra, which is chakra number 4. So the heart chakra has to do with the element air. So let's talk about that some. It says the heart, the organ whose beating defines life itself. But when we speak of the heart, we are speaking not of physical organ, but the realm of connection. We are beckoning to expand beyond ourselves and find a union with another. From this important experience, we are one step closer to the unity that is the ultimate goal of yoga itself. Love is the essence of life. It is the ultimate healer, the most potent teacher, the inspiration of great work. For the child, love provides the assurance of survival. For the adult, it brings the intimacy that allows acceptance and invites expansion. And while the desire to receive love is a basic need of all human beings, this alone will not open the heart. It is the giving of love that transcends the ego limitations. So it's saying here there's a list of some common ailments that related to the 4th chakra. So see if you've had these or have had these before or have them. And that is hypertension, which is high blood pressure, heart disease, difficulty breathing, aches in your chest and your upper back, and a weak immune system. And also some lots of frequent bronchitis or bronchial issues. So let's talk about the characteristics that represent the 4th chakra, the heart. So excessive characteristics are jealousy, being a pleaser, focusing too much on others, codependency. Some deficient characteristics are lack of empathy, fear of intimacy, antisocial or withdrawn. The balanced characteristics that we would like to embody are caring, compassionate, accepting, self-loving, peaceful, centered, and content. So with this one, this is an exercise that would be good to do for your heart chakra. It says, how often do you remember to express your appreciation for the people around you? This includes your coworkers, your family, and your friends, and even strangers who wait on you in a restaurant or pack your groceries. Make this into a day of appreciation. Let go of any agenda. Take some time to call up a friend, write a card, or simply compliment or appreciate those around you. See what effect this has on opening your heart chakra. All right, so let's go over some poses for the heart chakra, and we're going to start with our dancer. All right, so root one put in. We can stay here if we need to today. Otherwise, we're going to hinge forward. We're going to open that heart, reach forward, bring that leg back, deep breaths in through the nose. Exhale out. Whole body is working. Strength, stability, balance. And switching sides. Taking your time, slow and controlled. Nice steady gaze, deep breath, strong dancer. And just shake it out for a moment, take a break. And we're gonna come into our camel. So we're gonna give variations. We can go into our extended camel, like we do in the moon salutation. We can bring our hands right here to that low back, and we can really open the chest. We're opening your heart. It's not really about leaning back as much as it is expansion. So we can come here, gazing up. And then if you want to go to full camel and you're able to, we're going to reach down into that full camel, deep breaths. Open up that heart. And we could bring one arm back, and we could be here. And then take it over to the other side. Again, you could reach down into that half camel. All right, the next thing we're going to do is called wagging the dog's tail. So you're going to be an extended child first, but then I want you to bring your bottom up. So extended child, usually your bottom's down. So now I'm going to bring my bottom up, and I just want you to wag from side to side. Wag from side to side, wagging the dog's tail. Beautiful. We're going to turn over, and we're going to come into our strong bridge pose. I know you all know this pose. So we're going to press through the heels, squeeze those glutes up, lift that bridge, leading the heart up to the sky. Squeezing, lifting, keep your neck and head long. Putting the support in your feet, your arms, and your upper back, not the neck or head. We can come to bound bridge if we want. Clasping those fingers together, maybe lifting up a little higher. Deep breath in through the nose, exhale out, strong bridge. Slowly release down one vertebrae at a time, and we're going to roll over onto our stomach, and we're going to do our Sphinx pose. So with Sphinx pose, you're really leading with your heart. Shoulder and elbow are stacked, deep breath. And then from here, if we're doing Cobra correctly, all right, you can stay in your Sphinx if you need to, but I want to show you from the side, if shoulder and elbow are stacked, when you go into Cobra, your hand should go where your elbow is. So watch, boom, boom, lift into Cobra. Remember, this is not Cobra, that's more up dog. Cobra, use the strength and the flexibility of your low back to lift you up, not your hands, okay? So really important that you feel the sensation and release. And go ahead and come back to your seated pose. We're going to come into our fifth chakra next, which is your throat chakra. So as we're going through this, I want you to be thinking about which of these chakras maybe you need to work a little bit on. And I will tell you that the throat chakra for me is probably one that I need to work on sometimes, because a lot of times I say things I shouldn't say. So I have to work on that. I'm very outspoken. A lot of times I don't think before I say something. So my throat chakra, I need to try to balance that. And it's nice to be aware of that. A lot of times my family, my son, my daughter, my husband will say that they start to talk or tell me something, and I start to talk over them before they're finished. Okay, so I have to try to work on my throat chakra. So let's talk about the throat chakra. It says the throat chakra is connected to the neck, shoulder, mouth, and jaw. The neck is the connection between mind and body. So mind and body communication can't be effective when the neck is out of alignment. The throat chakra is associated with the thyroid gland. a small butterfly-shaped gland located below the Adam's apple. It produces important hormones to influence cellular communication of the body. The thyroid hormone allows the binding of protein to DNA and regulates your metabolism, your temperature, cell function, and your growth. If the thyroid gland is compromised by being underactive or overactive, important bodily functions such as energy level, temperature, digestion, sleep disorders, or immune system can occur. So some excessive characteristics of the throat chakra are difficulty being silent, excessive loudness, inability to contain or keep confidence, talking too much or inappropriately. Some deficient characteristics are, and I don't have these, I have the excessive, so I have to work on the balance. But the deficient characteristics are that you're secretive, there's fear of speaking, you have a weak voice, difficulty putting things into words, excessive shyness. And then the balance characteristics that I know I need to work on and that are the important ones that you need are a full voice, good listener, lives life creatively, good sense of timing and rhythm, good communication with self, clear communication with others. So let's talk a little about an exercise that maybe you can try. It might be difficult to do because of family and work, but it says here a vow of silence. Listening is an essential and often overlooked component of communication. Yogis often take a vow of silence for an extended period of time to purify the vibrations of their audio sound and to better tone into their sound. By avoiding speech, one can open up other avenues of communication, especially with a higher consciousness. Begin by being quiet for a few hours, and then you can try it for a whole day or longer. So I think it's difficult unless you're a monk to do it a whole day, but maybe you could do it for a couple of hours. All right, so go ahead, and again, we're going to go over the physical aspects through the throat chakra, and we're just going to come into our easy pose. So taking that easy seated position, and we're going to do our neck flow. So you bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Make sure your shoulders stay down. Roll your chin to your chest, and then roll your left ear to your left shoulder. I want you to continue those half rolls, slow and controlled, nice and easy. And then bringing that head back to center, taking a deep breath in, exhale out, and we're going to come into, we talked about this when we did our breathing exercises. We're going to do the cat, cow, lion. So again, I'll show you from the side. So remember, our cow, we're arching, our cat, we're rounding. As we come into the cow, I want you to stick your tongue out and make that lion sound. So we're doing your cat, breathe in. I want you to exhale out, stick your tongue out, and make that lion sound. All right. Exhale, round the back into your cat. Inhale, arch into cow, and stick the tongue out. 2 more times. Round. In. Last time. Round. And then the next pose for our throat chakra is going to be legs up the wall. So lying down on your back, extending one leg, extending the other leg. Relax through the upper body. Strong. Legs up the wall. And you literally could take your legs up the wall, go over to a wall. You could do that also. You can add that little scissoring of the legs, adding a little movement to that legs up the wall. All right, so the next one, if you have any neck problems, you probably don't want to do this, but it is a good one for the throat chakra, and it's called the shoulder stand. So I don't think we've done this before. You're going to take your hands, walk them up your back. As you bring your legs up, keep the neck long, and you're up on those shoulders into that shoulder stand. Deep breaths. Slowly come down. Relax, give those knees a hug, rock from side to side. The next one too is called the fish pose. Same thing if you have a neck problem, just hang out right here. Otherwise, you're going to extend those legs. Arms are long down by your side. And you're going to press your shoulder blades into the mat and lift your head back. Open your chest. This is your fish pose. And slowly release. Give those legs a hug. Again, the next one, if you have neck issues, just hang out. Otherwise, it's called the plow pose. Arms are long down by your side. You're going to lift the legs back up, but this time you're going to lift them over and then see if you can touch down. Slowly release out of it. Make sure you're breathing throughout. All right. We are going to go to your sixth chakra. We're getting there, your third eye. So take an easy seated position and listen and talk about your third eye. All right, so this is the element of light. The name of this chakra means both to perceive and command. To perceive is to see or organize a pattern. To command is to hold a picture in your mind as a guided template for it to manifest. It is important to be conscious of these internal pictures so that you can create with clarity and intention rather than illusion. So for me, this is a chakra that I'm really strong in. When I was a gymnast, we used to do visualizations of doing our routine, visually going through our routine instead of physically going through the motions and having it be a perfect routine and everything be good. To visualize is to do that. And that would be saying that you have a strong third chakra. Let's see. One way to look at this is to imagine your own internal picture as a set of blueprints. A builder builds a house according to blueprints provided. The raw energy that is swirling and manifestation around you is commanded by your inner blueprint with or without your conscious attention. If you visualize and focus on the image you would like to manifest, you are more likely to create a positive outcome. Unfortunately, many of us carry negative images about our bodies, about our self-worth, or about the future. These negative images also influence and manifest, sometimes quite powerfully. Whatever you focus on has a way of increasing. If you focus on negativity, you draw it towards you. If you focus on blessings, they will multiply. So let's see. It's saying here, if you are suffering from frequent headaches, you might look to your sixth chakra as an issue to see if you have problems there. Do the headaches happen at certain times? And is there a certain pattern? Is there something you don't want to see that is going on in your life? Are there buried memories from your past that might be trying to resurface? Do you overwork this chakra by trying to see everything at once and wind up feel confused and overwhelmed? So let's talk about the characteristics. Your excessive characteristics are hallucination, nightmares, difficulty concentrating, intrusive memories, excessive fantasizing. Deficient characteristics are lack of imagination, difficulty visualizing, inability to see alternatives, can't see what's going on, you're in denial. And then the balanced characteristics that we would like to embody or have a guided vision for life, a strong intuition, creative imagination, good dream recall, and creative imagination. And let's see. Yes, that's it. Okay. And let's see. I don't think I have any exercise. Okay. So now we're going to go over some yoga poses for the third eye. And we're going to do what's called dolphin. And I don't think we've done dolphin pose before, but we're all going to come into down dog first. So you're going to come into your down dog position. And then I want you to come down on your forearms. Come down on your forearms. Kind of make a triangle. You can have a fist. Hands can be open. And then let your head hover in that triangle. And you're in your dolphin pose. Don't worry about your heels touching. Feel that sensation. Deep breaths. Slowly release into your kneeling position. And the next one we're going to do is standing. It's called the pyramid pose. So with pyramid, I want you to stand in your mountain. And then you're just going to take, as if you're going to take a step forward with your right foot. So it's not that far apart. All right? So just this stance. Then I want you to take your hands on your waist. I want you to hinge forward. So you might want to stay here. Or if you can, you're going to bring your hands to frame your foot and bring your nose towards your knee. This is your pyramid pose. Deep breath. Straight legs, soft knees. Bring your hands back to your hips. Slowly come up. Come back to mountain. Now take a nice step forward with the left foot. Hands on your hips, hinging forward. Neutral posture. Gazes to the floor. If you want, you can come down further into that pyramid pose. Fingertips lined up with your foot. Bringing your nose towards your knee. Deep breaths. Pyramid pose. Let's step forward with the right foot into forward fold. And then slowly peel yourself up one vertebrae at a time until the last thing up is the crown of your head. All right, the next one we're going to do is another variation of forward fold. It's chest expansion. So bring your hands around your back, clasp your fingers together, open your chest. You're in that feet comfortable hip width apart. Take a deep breath in and come into your forward fold, reaching the arms back over. Deep breaths. Release your hands down and come into your tuck position. Come back down to your kneeling position, and we're going to come into extended child's pose, reaching out through your fingertips. Let your forehead drop down. Your third eye is touching the earth. Come into full child by bringing your arms down by your side, palms up. Again, let your third eye melt into the earth. And then coming up to your kneeling position once more. All right. The element for the third eye was light. And now we're going to talk about the seventh chakra, your crown or your consciousness, your understanding. So go ahead and get into your easy seated position. If I can find it here. All right. So seventh chakra, consciousness. Consciousness is the operating focus to each of us, each of the chakras. If we return to the computer analogy, where the chakras are likened to the programs, and then the crown chakra represents the system. Your consciousness is the user. And let's talk about here, let's go ahead and go into the characteristics. Remember, excessive and deficiency in the crown chakra have to do with both the daily occurrences of consciousness and your spiritual attitude. So some excessive characteristics are confusion, living in your head, excessive attachments, disassociation from your body. Some balanced characteristics, I'm seeing deficient characteristics first, and then we'll get to balance. Deficient characteristics are closed mind, difficulty learning, and a rigid belief system. Your balanced characteristics that we would like to embody are wisdom, intelligence, presence, open-mindedness, ability to question, ability to analyze information. So let's talk about these attachments. So attachments must be held in balance with commitments. For example, if you commit to a relationship, your commitment does not falter when the relationship has difficulties. So let's again examining your attachments. It says here that below there's a list of common attachments. Note the ones that apply to you and list the reasons why you are attached to them. For instance, if you feel excessively attached to a particular person, then list what is about that person that keeps you attached. If you were to release that attachment, it may give you a peace of mind and an open place for someone new to come into your life. So remember, we don't want to be necessarily attached to things. We want connection, but not necessarily attachments. So I'm going to go through a list of attachments that you may have. So think about this. Attachment to money, places, possessions, power, being right, staying young, freedom, success, the past, the future, your children, knowing all the answers, what other people think of you. All right, so let's go through our crown chakra. We're going to do our crescent lunge. So let's go ahead and step forward with start in mountain, step forward with your left foot, and we're going to be in a wide stance. Your back heel should be up, and ideally we want to come down to that 45-degree angle. And from here, we're just going to open up the arms into that strong crescent pose. Deep breath. Step forward back to mountain. Take a deep breath in through the nose, exhale out, and let's try that crescent on the other side. Opening up, strong crescent, deep breath in through the nose, exhale out, reaching up through the crown of your head, up towards the sky, and release back to mountain. The next one we're going to do is just extended mountain. So you're in your mountain pose, you're going to reach up, arch back, open that chest, reaching up to the sky, into that extended mountain, shoulders out of the ears, and bring those hands to heart center. All right, so we're going to do you could do your headstand. We already went over that. It is an advanced move, but that is another pose that has to do with your crown chakra because you're on the crown of your head for a headstand. We're going to go ahead and skip over that one. We are going to do rabbit. So we're going to come down into that kneeling position. Go ahead and come into your child's pose. Let your forehead be down. Then I want you to flex your foot and grab the bottom of your feet and just roll on your crown. Back and forth, nice and easy, kind of massaging your head. So this is your rabbit pose. Inhale, exhale. And slowly release, coming back up to your kneeling or position. Also, we're going to come down to your stomach and do our locust. So remember locust? Like pregnant participant, you just hang out on your side. Otherwise, we're lifting up into that strong locust, lifting the chest, lifting the arms, extending out through the crown of your head, trying to lift your thighs off the mat if you can into that full locust. Make any modifications you need to. Deep breath, listen to your body. Release down, and you're going to come into corpse pose. Lying down on your back. Remember, you want to have your feet just hanging out to the side. Palms are up. Let your head be heavy. Relax your arms, your legs, your feet, your solar plexus. I want you to just lay there, and we're just going to review your chakras. So close your eyes, breathe, and just listen. Starting down at the ground for chakra number 1, your root chakra. Then moving to your lower abs and your genital area, and that is going to be your sacral. Number 2 is your sacral. Number 1 is your root. Then moving up to your third chakra, which is your solar plex, that abdominal area, the core of your body where you have all that power. So from your solar plex, your power generates through your whole body. It's your center, it's your power. And then we're moving up to your fourth chakra, which is your heart chakra. That love, that pleasure, compassion for yourself. Self-love is important, and love for others too. And then we're coming into our third chakra, your throat chakra. Let's go ahead and touch your throat. Give it a little massage. Throat chakra is your communication. Do you have good communication with others? And then we're moving into your your sixth chakra, your third eye. Let's go ahead and take your pointer and your middle finger and touch in between your eyebrows to that third eye. That's your vision, your intuition. Very important to have a good vision, both physically and mentally. And then touching the top of your head, your crown chakra, your seventh chakra, your consciousness. Turn over to one side and coming into your easy seated position, bringing those hands to heart center, remembering that sometimes it's hard to do the mental or the mind part of yoga, but it is important. It is part of yoga practice. It's that mind-body connection. So I appreciate you taking the time to review these chakras. Have a fit and happy day. Namaste. Peace out.